Everybody, Chief Meteorologist Veronica Johnson here at 7 News in Washington, D.C. with meteorologist Mark Pena.
Here, yep, ready to do this.
Exactly. So coming off of what was a very, very busy day yesterday where we had numerous flood warnings, flash flood emergencies that were issued. My goodness, it was the most flash flood emergencies that I can remember in quite some time, especially for that pocket of Western Maryland around Cumberland, Frostburg, Kaiser.
Yeah.
A lot of folks saying it was the most rain that they've seen in quite some time. Now, historically, we talk about that a little later, but for right now, I want to get you updated on what the scenario is for today and really for the rest of the week, because I mean, the atmosphere is still pretty energized with a lot of spin just to our west and southwest. So Mark, you got the radar up right now.
Right. We've had some peaks of sunshine throughout the day as well, which I think a lot of people welcome, but it's actually doing us more harm than good. It's destabilizing our atmosphere. And as Veronica said, a very active weather pattern is still in play. So this is going to start tapping into some of that instability that has only increased throughout the afternoon. So starting to get some shower and storm activity to the south, which is where we expected it. And it's got a northerly track to it all. So everything that we see to the south of us along the northern neck and portions of southern Maryland heading towards the north.
Yeah, and I'm really surprised. I mean, we're looking at Storm Prediction Center. So they had a meso up. That's a discussion where they look at areas where there could be some of the most activity. I'm kind of surprised that area that they were looking at wasn't a little more north into the northern neck in southern Maryland. So I think they had it cutting off around Williamsburg, just north of Richmond, Virginia area. But you can see how many thunderstorms are ongoing in this area. So here's the risk zone that was drawn or updated this morning. It goes all the way up into DC. It's level 1 out of 5, basically means chance for some isolated severe thunderstorms. But in terms of a watch going up, nothing yet.
Nothing yet. Yeah. Let's just check again. Let's see here.
And I always say, listen, if there's not a watch up, doesn't mean anything. Still could get some severe thunderstorm warnings issued, which happens sometimes, not always, but right now, again, let's take a look at where there are some severe thunderstorm warnings. So do we have anything yet? Again, we're watching some of that activity. So just south and west now of Richmond, Virginia, clustered throughout North Carolina, around Kinston, North Carolina area, Raleigh, North Carolina area, cluster of storms. And go ahead and put the storm tracks on, Mark. So your latest warning, Brunswick, Mecklenburg area. It's moving northeast. These are pretty slow too. Slow movers, 15, 20 miles per hour. With them not seeing a high risk of hail, but certainly could have some wind. And the issue with these, of course, is not necessarily just the wind, but how much rain that we could get again.
Yeah, I mean, this is exactly where we saw inches and inches of rain, not only yesterday, but May has been very wet. So leading up to this, we've had several inches of rain since the beginning of May, and it's only halfway through. So soils are saturated now. Any additional rainfall, even if it's not a lot, will start to cause some problems.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I think that we could have maybe 2 or 3 severe thunderstorm warnings. We'll watch southern Maryland. We'll watch the northern neck. I do think that we could have just as many, maybe even twice as many flash flood warnings go up for that same corridor, Fauquier County, Culpeper, Rappahannock County on north into Loudoun County between about 8 p.m. and 11 p.m. this evening. When you look at the future radar, it is quite likely these are the areas so saturated yesterday with 5 upwards 6 inches of rainfall. Mark, I got to jump on a planning call for the 11 o'clock show. Mark's catching everything.
I got you guys. All right. So thanks, BJ. All righty. So we are going to be continuing to track that threat for strong to severe storms. But as Veronica said, flooding now is a concern with how much rainfall is still projected to happen through just tonight alone. So I'm going to go through couple of the forecast models to show the agreement that we're seeing, not only with our forecasting, but with some of the model data that's coming on through. So here's the IBM. Not picking up really well on what's happening right now. As you can see, this model is showing rain falling across the DC area right now, and that's not necessarily the case. But the IBM is usually a pretty good indicator at what to expect in a couple of hours. So I'm going to put this in play. And notice as we head towards about 5, 6 o'clock, that cluster of storms down to the south makes it to the I-66 and DC, or I-66 corridor, DC Metro. And as we head towards about sunset, that shower and storm activity will begin to wind down. But it's all additional rainfall that will likely fall over areas that saw, as we mentioned, inches of rain within just the past 24 hours, but also since the beginning of the month. That's the IBM model. Here's the HER model, the high resolution rapid refresh. This one right now, I'm kind of leaning towards because it's picking up on the conditions right now pretty well, and that's that we are dry across the area. So as I put this one into play, again, notice it picks up the activity down to the south. It brings it to the north, but takes it a little bit more towards the north and west. So I think we should still expect and be on guard in the metro, especially with how much concrete is around our area on top of saturated soils. It won't take much additional rainfall throughout the metro to see some flash flooding, but it's areas out towards the south and west of DC that has gotten the most rainfall, that looks to get more rain tonight, heavy at times in areas that at this point don't necessarily need it anymore. And just like the IBM, after sunset towards midnight, all the activity will begin to wind on down. That's just through tonight. Let's fast forward a little bit to Friday, because after a little bit of a break tomorrow, we still have a chance at a few isolated storms tomorrow, but the overall severe threat is very low. Flash flooding is also low as well because they're more isolated in nature. But I want to bring up the IBM one more time and fast forward through tonight. Here's your Thursday. Again, here's that isolated threat for showers and storms tomorrow. So again, still be on guard, but a lower overall risk for severe storms. But let's fast forward through tomorrow. Here is Friday morning. Notice this big line just blasting on through the area by Friday morning. This is something that we will want to watch out for sure as we head towards the Friday morning commute. A lot of people, we typically think severe storms in the afternoon, especially in the springtime, but this model, as well as the HER, the high resolution rapid refresh, picking up on that, again, fast forwarding through tomorrow. Here is that same time frame, 5, 6 o'clock. So whenever models agree like this, we have to take that into consideration. If one was showing a lot of rain and the other one was kind of out to lunch and not showing anything at all, then there'd be disagreement and there'd be some cause for, not necessarily being too confident on it. But with two high-res models showing a line of storms coming through at roughly the exact same time, that's something that's really kind of catching our eyes and we'll be focusing on as we head towards Friday morning. So here's again the HER high resolution rapid refresh, Friday morning, 7 o'clock, line of storms, and then the IBM Friday morning, line of storms. So that's our next focus after tonight. We have to get through tonight, and as we showed you, still a threat for some showers, some storms, and some flooding in areas that have already received a lot of rain. And then we'll turn our attention to Friday morning, which has its own can of worms of severe storm threats, which will something we'll get more details on as we get closer to it. What we can see right now, though, is likely a damaging wind threat for Friday morning on top of the flash flooding. Because again, at this point, it doesn't take much additional rainfall to cause flash flooding when these soils are as saturated as they are right now. So, okay, so that's the gist of everything. Let me see if I can do this correctly with comments. I don't see any comments coming in. If you do have any comments or questions, put them in there. We will answer them at some point or another. We will. But otherwise, stay tuned over the next couple of days. After Saturday, we have another chance for some isolated storms Saturday morning. After all that, we will have some nice stretches of weather to look forward to for the second half of your weekend towards the first half of next week. And then after that, again, we'll have to watch and wait for additional showers and storms as they continue to move on throughout the country. So that's it for right now. Steve is actually about to do the 4 o'clock, so you can watch him live with the latest updates there. He just joined right here behind me. And then you'll have Veronica and for the rest of tonight. So, all right. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Take care.